that your makeup? Is that provided by the record label? And if so, was it then... Was that counted as part of your expenses, or would that come off your royalties?
Yeah, because presumably for you, makeup was a deductible expense, wasn't it, according to the in-land revenue? Did you keep your receipts? Yes. My agent would have done it for me. So you've got someone... So your agent would have kept all your receipts on a spike? Yes. Initially, he might have stapled them into my diary.
I hate to say this, Ellis, but I think it's a good job you never met David Bowie.
Yes.
I don't think either of you would have come out of that well.
I'm inclined to agree.
So, now to celebrate the great man, we've got a really great track. This is Young Americans by David Bowie. Ellis James and John Robbins. Radio X. Lucky Man by The Verve. You're listening to Ellis James and John Robbins on Radio X. Two very lucky men, because we've been lucky enough to provide digital commercial radio to the nation for 100 shows.
100 quality minutes.
And we count ourselves very lucky to be able to broadcast to you folks. Obviously, I've been away in BBD, Barbados, but Ellis has been up to a lot as well. While I was away, when I returned, actually, I found out that Ellis had been bestowed the honour of going head-to-head with BBC Sports' Mark Lawrence to predict the Premier League scores last week. Now, this is one of those small things that really represents a rise in status. He is introduced as a comedian and actor, Ellis James, and I was so excited about this. There's a league table of how everyone's done. Ellis, how did you feel being asked to go up against Mark Lawrence and the predictor?
Thrilled, because he notoriously bad at it. So I thought, this is going to be easy. I'm not going to come top of the predictors, but I'm certainly going to be thorough.
Well, you get 40 points for a correct score. And
okay, the networks are down, the equipment is ready.
We won't need to bother about the 40 points awarded, because you didn't get a single correct score, did you? But surely you must have got quite a few results right.
Well, bearing in mind that I spent hours looking at the form book, reading past results, checking if there were any injuries or suspensions to major significant players. Yeah, you'd think that I'd have got loads right.
How many out of the 10 results did you get right?
I think, bearing in mind it was a full Premier League programme, every team played. I think I got one result.
One result, right. You correctly predicted, I think, a win for Stoke. Yeah, all the others you got wrong. It's quite hard, I would imagine, to get them all wrong.
I'd be bang wrong.
All right, we might be ready to move on this thing.
Yes, alongside Paul Heaton and Kelly Jones.
Do you know what? I looked at the table before I submitted my results, and I saw that Kelly Jones was wrong. I thought, that idiot doesn't know anything about football. And when they tweet your predictions, and I got called a very, very rude word by a West Ham fan, because I thought they were going to draw with Bournemouth, and he said some really awful things about me. I thought, mate, that isn't the result. I'm not in charge of the result. I'm just my prediction.
So anyway, folks, when I'd seen that Ellis had done astoundingly badly, I thought I'd better give him a call to make hay with this. And I discovered, for the first time in our friendship, I can't believe, considering how bad Ellis is at answering the phone anyway, I'd never previously heard his voicemail. Please don't. And I have to say, it was not what I expected. We managed to get a clip before Ellis phoned Ian to get them to delete it.
Please let me explain, John.
Dave, can we just hear a clip?
No, Dave! No! Turn it off, Dave!
Yeah, Puerto Rican, leave a broadband message.
I think it's worth hearing that again, because I didn't understand it the first time. Ellis, you have to remain silent for this, please.
Yeah, Puerto Rican, leave a broadband message.
That's
Right, let me explain, John.
Can I just? Is that a Puerto Rican voice and then Welsh?
Yes, I think. Yes, basically, John called me and I answered. And he went, "Well, what is going on?" And I said, "I'm missing predictions." And he went, "No, you have an amazing voicemail greeting." And I said, "No, I don't." He went, "Yes, you do." And I said, "No, I've never had an amazing voicemail greeting." I did not believe John, and I called myself up and I thought I was going to be sick because I don't remember recording that. I don't remember recording it. I don't know how long it's been there for. I then scroll through my missed calls. It is the worst thing I have ever been responsible for, and it is so embarrassing. I had to go to bed. I had to go to bed for about half an hour because I saw my missed calls. I thought I'm going to get over this. And
Imagine, like, I don't know, someone calling you to ask if you'd like to do a radio play, and getting that message and thinking, God, because it shows his range.
I don't know how it's happened. And you know what?
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
What's what are you saying in Welsh?
In Welsh, I'm just saying, please leave a message. Thank you very much.
And what are you saying in Puerto Rican?
I don't know, but I don't ever remember finding a Puerto Rican accent particularly. I don't know how to do one. I mean, I don't know if I can. It's just, it makes me cringe so much. I saw my missed calls, and all these people are calling. And then I put it on Facebook. I said I didn't realise I was amusing voicemail greeting, and my agent said, "Yeah, it's been driving me mad for weeks, mate." And I think I don't know how it's happened. But I don't remember recording that. I haven't had the time to record that.
Have you managed to delete it?
Yeah, after a third attempt. Because
luckily we've got it forever.
Yeah, Puerto Rican. Message.
But
I can make it Jeff.
do you know I click on that message? Because two things, right?
Yeah.
My friend Dan said when I heard it, I didn't think it was particularly out of character, so I just never mentioned it, which makes me want to cry. And my friend Sean said, was it Dave? You might sleep over. I wasn't asleep
Anyway, folks, coming up, we've got music from the Vaccines and Bears Den, so stay tuned to Ellis and John on XM Radio.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
Dave's pointing at me after telling Ellis to take it, which has caused confusion. Who was that, Dave?
It's because Alice wasn't ready, so I thought I'd bring you in instead. It was the vaccines, of
The
course.
vaccines, good old vaccers. The Vax. And what were they singing there, Dave? If you wanna. That's the...
Yeah, I want to know, what were they singing there?
Well, the reason neither Ellis or I were quite prepared for that was we are dealing with a phenomenal piece of correspondence, which
The greatest email we've ever had.
the greatest email we've ever had, which has come from Ross Middleton, who was he's emailed in before, but it's on the subject of Winner Plays On, and which is coming up next. And he says,
It's 5 sides long, this email, and what he's done is he's listened to every single Winner Plays On, and he's come up with stats showing who the most successful sort of competitor is, sort of who's had the total number of wins and all sorts of, and he's furnished this with about 6 pie charts. And I'm just going to choose a little statistic at random. Hero to Zero. When looking at the times, neither players registered either a full.
well, no, let's start with the total number of wins.
Okay.
Because Ross says that he enjoys the podcast. So he says, I want to pay back with a little summary of Winner Plays On. Has John won more than Ellis? Does Queens for Queen pop up more than Tails for Wales? Has Ellis ever actually won a tie-break? I aim to answer these questions and a little more in this report. Well, I tell you what, Ross, you do go the full 9 yards. Total number of wins, and this is not including Farthingate, which is declared void. John 53, Ellis 40. So I've got a better win ratio, but
6.4%.
yeah, win ratio. However, Ellis, you are a flair player. Tell us why.
We're looking at the times neither players registered either a full mark of 5 or drawn a blank of 0. It's fairly evident to see that Ellis is much more of a flair player. Whilst Ellis has only scored 1 more blank than John, he's been far more adept at scoring full marks. He was the first to achieve this feat in U25, answering questions on the 1958 Welsh World Cup team.
And Ellis has got 5 out of 5 7 times. I am worrying 3 times. But what I love then is Ross goes into the successful topics.
Yes.
He says it's clear that Ellis has found most success when competing with a sporting topic. Nearly half of his total wins come when answering something sport-based. Although John has also found success with sport, he has a better range of winning subjects. And he split this.
God. Oh,
So
my Lord.
Ellis's wins by topic. Sport, 17. Welsh matters, 7. Music, 6. History, 4. Politicians, 3. Literature, 1. Alcohol, 1. TV, 1. That's your personality in a pie chart.
Yeah.
Sport, Welsh matters, music, history, alcohol.
Terrifying, isn't it? This is a big question. Queens or Wales? Although there was a period when it seemed like Queens for Queen was unrelenting, 9 consecutive weeks at one point, it's actually an awful lot closer than it might seem. The 93 coin tosses has resulted in 49 Queens for Queen and 44 tails for Wales. Moreover, if you cast your minds back, there were 2 weeks Ellis betrayed his homeland and plumped for head, winning both times. That means the winning of the toss is as equal as is mathematically possible, with John winning 47 and Ellis winning 46. I love this guy. Absolutely love
this. This is exactly what I loved so much about your email, Ross. This is exactly what I would do if I was a fan of a podcast and knew how to use PowerPoint. I also, it shows I'm the best at having consecutive weeks on a topic.
Yes.
With the total number of weeks record is 5 with Alan Partridge, 4 with en4cer666 and Ronnie O'Sullivan, and you only got 3 weeks in a row once.
Yeah, bearing in mind 100 shows. Has Ellis ever won a tie-break? No. One.
And the pie chart's brilliant. Number of tie breaks won.
What's it going to be?
Pie is all my colour. John, I won 12 tie breaks. He won none. Imagine that. So thanks so much for that, Ross.
Radio. Ellis James and John Robbins. Every week, John and I, we compete over 5 questions on our chosen specialist topics and we get to play the track of our choice. Now, should I win, I'm playing Heroes by the late great David Bowie. I'm answering questions on Oasis. John, what are you answering questions on?
I'm answering questions on
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
Which makes this an extra tense winner plays on.
Thank you, madam. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
Mercury and Messrs. May, Taylor and Deacon. Queen, Under Pressure.
That's right. What I love about you doing Godspeed You Black Emperor is that Dave cannot for love nor money remember the name of our band. What they call beating still my heart? What are they?
What did you call them in that email to me, Dave?
Oh yeah, I can't remember now. I'll find it. Oh, the blackened monsters from my bungalow door.
Anyway, it's super tense. It's 53-40 overall on winner plays on in my favour. Ellis, heads or tails?
Tails for Wales, please come from Nigan.
It's Queens for Queen. Add that to the stats, Ross Middleton. I'd like to answer questions on Godspeed You Black Emperor first, right?
So, 5 questions on Godspeed You Black Emperor starting now. Name Godspeed's 5th album.
Asunder, Sweet and Other Distress.
Correct. Name the band's violinist.
Sophie Trudeau.
Correct. Godspeed's first official studio album was called F sharp, A sharp Infinity, but the band's very first album was self-released on cassette only in 1994. How many copies were made?
I know why you asked me that, but not the title, because there's a swear word in the title.
Yes.
There were 33 copies made.
Amazing. Why were the band mentioned in the Michael Moore book, Dude, Where's My Country?
Because they were stopped at a petrol station on tour because the woman serving thought they were terrorists.
Yes,
because they have photos of oil rigs in their car.
Question 5, what's the first track on F sharp, A sharp Infinity?
Oh, this is for 5. I know it's to the tune of Amazing Grace. I don't know.
It's the Dead Flag Blue.
Oh, that was the first song I ever heard. Right. 4 out of 5. I mean, it's obviously I've got to ask Ellis pretty reasonable questions on Oasis in order to make it fair.
I haven't done any specific revision because my life has been my revision.
Naughty, I really want to play Queen. Okay, here we go. 5 questions on Oasis starting now. What was Oasis's original name?
The Ring.
No, it was Pulse. In what year did it change to Oasis?
1992.
It was 1990.
No, the band unfolded that 19.
It changed to Oasis in 1966. The slogan, "Open Pour, Be Yourself Once More," first featured in an advert with which soap actor?
Are we talking about Oasis the band? The band with Nolan Lee.
You made that clear.
Oh, fridge.
I'll repeat the question. The slogan, "Open Pour, Be Yourself Once More," first featured in an advert with which soap actor?
Leslie Gunn.
My Queen. what was the name of the giant rubber duck that invaded a Japanese city in another of their adverts?
Ichigo.
No, it was Giant Rubber Duckzilla. Oasis has been available in the Ivory Coast since which year?
1988.
2013.
God.
Everyone knows that Oasis was originally distributed as Pulse since 1966.
Exactly, everyone knows that.
Anyway, folks, it's 4-0 to Robbins there, which means an historic day. We get to listen in its entirety, with no interruptions, to Queen and David Bowie with Under Pressure.
Ellis James and John Robbins. X.
2 words. Yes, please.
I mean, it was worth it just to see your face. I mean, I haven't seen... It's like children on Christmas Day, or children at a pantomime. Your skin colour's changed.
That was such fun. What an absolute tune. David Bowie there with Queen, Under Pressure, Queen's second only UK number 1. Which is an astonishing stat when you think about all their hits.
So Bull Rap and Under Pressure.
Then it was Under Pressure, then Innuendo, then Bohemian Rhapsody the second time it's released.
Which I bought.
Yeah, so did I. At the time, still got that on CD single. That was my present for winning Winner Plays On, and also in tribute to the great man, Mr. David Bowie. However, the circumstances of my win were somewhat controversial. Ellis had not stipulated that he wants to be asked questions on the band Oasis and not the drink. Easy mistake to make, because I know Ellis is a fan of squash.
Yeah, yes, that's true. My mum treated herself to a bottle of Oasis every other day at work.
Oh, lovely.
Because she thought every day would be too decadent.
It would have been too decadent. So, Ellis, I think what we can allow is for you to have a second go at the band Oasis.
The band Oasis.
Yeah, now it's been absolutely made clear to me.
Very clear that, yeah, they were a rock band from Manchester.
Right.
Called Oasis.
Yeah.
Liam and Noel Gallagher's Oasis. Not another Oasis, that Oasis.
Okay, fine. So I will ask you 5 questions on Oasis, the band, next week.
Ellis James and John Robbins. X. Now it's time for Email of the Species. Very exciting stuff this week. We've got an email in from Jane. Ahoy, Ellis and John. I hope this email, electronic mail in brackets, finds you well. I was sending this email to illustrate the power of the podcast in bringing like-minded kids together. I recently, downloaded a popular dating application from the application store. Not much frustration in nobody identifying as a podcast devotee nor understanding the importance of electronic mail. I was delighted to find a solitary gal describing herself as a podcast devotee in her biography. That is exciting. A quick swipe with the right index